Alright folks, welcome back to another budget gem or budget bust. Today I have a lower end amplifier, at least in terms of price. I have the Crunch PD1500.1. I had a couple people asking for a Crunch amplifier. Other people asked for, I want an amp that's below $100. What is that out there? I don't really test a lot of sub $100 amplifiers. So I said, all right, let's pick this one up. I picked this up from Walmart for just under $80. It said online that this was a 1500 watts by 1 ohm amplifier, and it's come in, and I've looked at the box. I've tried to find the ratings on the box, and it says 1 ohm on here, but it says NA, and it says only stable to 1500 watts. Other thing I was confused at was that the naming of this is the PD1500.1. I assumed it was a Class D amplifier. I've come to find out this is a Class AB amplifier. So my hopes for a 1500 watt amplifier or a 1000 watt amplifier under $100 keeps lowering as I read more and more and more about this amplifier. But this is why we strap amps up to the dyno. This is why we unbox them. We try to find out exactly what you get for your $80. Now, that's just kind of the going street price for this amplifier. The MSRP is $170. So if you paid $170, you should really expect the 1500 watts and not this 1500 watts. It doesn't even say max power on here, So I don't know if it's max, I don't know if it's RMS. We're going to find out exactly what this amplifier does shortly. But let's unbox this amp. Let's see what we get inside the box for all $80. Okay, opening her up. I gotta say, I'm not a big Maxonics guy, but they do have the best looking packaging. I'm sorry. I mean, nothing will scream buy me off the shelf like a Maxonics. Not quite the understatement of like some of the Korean, or some of the brands that have Korean amplifiers inside them. First thing we get here, it's a bag of stuff. And let's see what comes in the bag of stuff. Looks like a setup guide. Any specs in here? No specs. Says this amp is supposed to have two 25 amp fuses, which is interesting because online this said it comes with two 40 amp fuses. So that's on Crunch's website. Okay. Comes with 2 stickers. So if you want a thief not to break in your car, I recommend you get both of these and put them on your car. Thieves will avoid your car like the plague. They know you don't have expensive stuff. There's some mounting screws, remote base cable for this. This is a remote base knob, which, Maxonics at least does give you a full metal base knob, which will be a lot more durable than, let's say, a Orion, or definitely Soundstream. Theirs is pure junk, but it's not bad. I'm gonna caution. What are they cautioning me about? The amplifier has a minimum load impedance of 1 ohm. Okay, well, all right. You told me I can do 1 ohm, so we're gonna do it. And of course, $180 amplifier. Woohoo! Get the box out of here. I don't need the box. Alrighty. Kind of got like a blue metallic finish on it. Not so bad here. I will say, Crunch might be cheap, but they make a nice looking amplifier. So we'll see if the looks match the performance. Let's check out the sides. Okay, along this side of the amplifier we find our power terminals and our speaker output terminals. And I think you all know I'm pretty honest on this channel, and there's two things I really hate to see when it comes to power terminals and speaker outputs. And first, you've heard me say it before, are the angled terminals. And these have angled terminals. And the only thing that I hate more than the angled terminals are spade connectors. And yes, this not only has angled terminals, but spade connectors. So I really hate this side of this amplifier. I hate spade connectors because even though some people say you can get a better connection with them, half the people out there that get an amplifier like this with spade terminals, they just still connect raw wire up to them. They don't take the time to crimp in true spade terminals, and that leads to problems later. So that's one issue. Two, the angled terminals, like I said before, I'm not a fan of mounting amps to boxes. This also kind of makes you want to do that as well. So over here, you've got your ground is right there. Here's your remote in the middle, and there's your power terminal. We have two 25 amp fuses. So yeah, 1500 watts ain't ever happening on any planet. So that's out. And then over here, you know, they do give you a pair of speaker outputs. So this is a summed mono connection over on this side. So if you do have multiple speakers, you can make it easier to hook up your spade connectors over on this side with two outputs. Along this side of the amplifier, we have all of our settings as well as our RCA inputs and outputs. So yeah, on a very inexpensive amp like this, it even has RCA outputs. So over here we have, of course, our power and protect lights, input for our remote bass knob. You have your bass EQ, who cares, leave that to 0. Subsonic filter, so that's nice in the cheap amp, but you see a subsonic filter adjustable from 10 Hertz to 40 Hertz. Of course, your low pass filter from 300 Hertz down to 40 Hertz. And of course your gain, which does have an indication that 6 volts is the max input that you want to put in these, all the way down to 0.2 volts. And of course, here is your line outs and your line ins. This amp is not strappable, so these line outs are not for a master-slave connection. They are simply an RCA pass-through. Alright, nothing left to do here but to strap this amp up to our trusty amp dyno and find out just how much power the Crunch PD1500.1 actually does. We saw in the box it said it could do 1 ohm, so we're going to do 1 ohm in these tests. Alright, if it blows up, well, it's 80 bucks. I'm not going to go bankrupt over 80 bucks. So we're going to do 4 ohms down to 1 ohm. We're going to do all the tests, certified, uncertified, dynamic. We're going to find out the efficiency using our trusty Fluke 381 clamp meter. We're going to find out all of what you get for your 80 bucks. I don't have a lot of hope, but who knows? I've been surprised before. Let's see if this one surprises me. All right, final thoughts here on the Crunch PD1500.1. Yeah. I've had some disappointments on this channel, but this is right up there as being possibly the biggest pile of poop I've had on this channel. It's up there. It's challenging the Planet Audio. I might even say the Planet Audio that I did way back at the beginning was a better value than this one. This amp sucks. Which pains me to say, because I mean, this, again, Crunch is local. I mean, they're Maxonics here. It's really a shame what they've done to this brand. But I mean, you saw the numbers. I dropped it all the way down to 1 ohm, even though it's not really rated for it. It says in the box the minimum is 1 ohm, so I did it. And I still only got 328 watts certified. I just barely broke 400 watts dynamic. I mean, God, the dual amplifier for $59 from Walmart destroyed it. And it was a $59 dual. This is more money. It's not efficient. I mean, holy crap. I mean, it'll give you the illusion it's a powerful amplifier because it'll make your lights dim, drawing 73 amps at 1 ohm. But there ain't nothing behind it. That's just wasted energy. So, yeah, we got a bust. We got a giant bust. This isn't even just a budget bust. This is a bust, period. Again, obviously, I do not recommend this amp. I do not recommend it for the price. For the same money, I would much rather see you buy, and I don't really like recommending Power Acoustic, but the Power Acoustic Razor 2500D, which is the accurately rated version of the 2300D that we tested, which does 650 watts, which roughly 600 watts like I tested. That's a much better value for about the same money, and a lot more efficient. So if you are going to be a Walmart buyer and you need a mono amp and you want more than what this piece of junk offers, get the Power Acoustic. But again, I'd rather see you buy like that JBL GTX for $99, which is over 800 watts real. So yeah, I'm sorry I don't have a good one for you this week, folks. We'll keep trying. I got a lot more amps to test. I will see you next time.